that this is what decades of Congress rule did to us. Okay, we'll just go over to Payal Mehta, our colleague, to join us, to bring us more context. Payal, just tell us first exactly what it is that the BJP is trying to use this data to argue, because couldn't it be looked at as unsecular, this argument?
Well, given the fact that the Congress party has come out and hit out at the BJP and called the BJP a party which promotes the cause of the Hindus, but the last few weeks, Toya, you've seen in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections, you've seen the kind of argument that has happened between the BJP and the Congress party. The Prime Minister, in fact, himself calling out the Congress party essentially for its vote bank politics, for its politics appeasing a certain community, and the Prime Minister then said that this is the same party which is going to give away your earnings, give away your savings to people who we quote-unquote call as Ghuspetia, and probably people who had many, many children. So that was the lame reference that was being made to a certain community. But, if the papers that you've just been able to access is to be seen, then, the Hindu count has gone down by 7.8%, and the Muslim population has gone up by 43%. That's the data between 1950 and 2015. That's the data that has been put out as well. Now, this data was accessed. It was a working paper of the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister. And the paper was authorized by Shamika Ravi, Apurva Kumar Mishra, and young professional Abraham Jose. And it said that Christian population has also risen from 2.24% to 5.38%. So that's the reason the BJP has come out and hit out yet again at the Congress party, saying that, you are constantly speaking about the fact that you want to appease a certain community, but this is the basic intent. So probably Amit Malviya, the BJP's social media head, has gone on to say that if it came to the Congress party, probably there would be no Hindus left in this country.
But how, Payal, that's the question. Actually, why don't you just stay with us? Let's share insights from that paper that you're talking about. So this is a paper, a working paper rather, of the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister, as Payal just shared with us. And according to the paper, the share of the Hindu population in India decreased by 7.82% between 1950 and 2015. That's a key finding. The other key finding is that the population of Muslims saw a 43.15% increase in the corresponding period. But Payal, can you tell us, how is the BJP saying that this is related to the Congress? Yes, it took place in the Congress rule, but how are they connecting this to the party's actions?
Toya, from 2015, beg your pardon, from 1950 to 2015, who was in power? The Congress party has been ruling this country for decades together. The fact that their own Prime Minister came out and really said that, the first right of the essentials in this country is going to be with the Muslims. He clarified this in as many words, saying that they will have the first right to the properties in this country, to the benefits in this country. So that's something which, of course, the BJP has come out and hit out as a Congress party, that do not pretend and do not hold this veil of being a secular party. You are very, very communal in nature, given the fact that you are appeasing a certain community. And on the other side, the BJP has also argued, saying that even though they do understand very, very clearly that given the ideology of the BJP and the RSS, Muslims do not want to vote for the BJP and the RSS-led candidates. But the fact of the matter is that there has been no discrimination as far as, they are concerned. Any central government schemes has been applicable to everybody. It's not being done on the basis of a certain religion or caste or community. They also have highlighted the kind of work that has been done by the Modi government as far as the Muslim community is really concerned. So that has been a Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas thing. That's something that the BJP really said. But in comparison, they say that during the Congress rule, of course, Muslims were appeased and they were merely used as a vote bank politics.
Okay, all right. Payal, thank you. Let's go over to RP Singh. He's with us from the BJP. Mr. Singh, thank you for joining us this morning. Mr. Singh, we're highlighting what it is that the report has found, and then we're also highlighting what it is that's been Amit Malviya's response to this. But can you just tell our audiences, Mr. Singh, to argue that any population's growth in the country has been bad? Or is it all linked to the rule of one party? Couldn't that be seen as anti-secular, especially at this time, election time?
See, problem is that why special facilities have been provided to particular communities, why environment is created for a particular community, why special laws are being drafted for particular communities, and that lead to the population growth also. The reason is when their structure, their religious structure pushes them to promote the population. And then also
Mr. Singh, what I'm not understanding here, and this is the question I want to come to you with, is this report doesn't have any information post 2015. So it's easy for the BJP government to say it's not us, it's them. But there isn't any data post 2015 that this report is talking about at all. We can't see if
Well,
that growth that the BJP is saying is a bad thing is continuing or not because the data doesn't exist.
I'm saying if the policy has been laid for by a particular government or by a particular dispensation over a period of years, so things doesn't change overnight or over a period of next 2-3 years or 4 years. The continuation of the support of the government by the policies. For example, triple talaq was a policy which was there, which has been changed now. It will take some time for it to go down in the social level and at the religious level also. But that also led to population growth. For example, policy for religious rights, specific religious rights where you can marry 4 times, also lead to the population growth. So this is all being supported by a particular regime. I mean, we talk about uniform
Sir,
civil
so
code.
I understand that
the outcome. Can I complete? Can I give me another second? For example, uniform civil code will take another 25 years for to bring that level of equivalence in the system of the socio-eco-religious fabric. Although law will be there, law is already there in Uttarakhand, but when it turns down to the society, it takes a longer period.
I get your point, sir. Your point is that any changes the BJP is trying to bring, it's too early to see. My point, though, is that the data set makes it impossible to argue any other way. Let's go over to Rahul Ishwar right now. He's an activist. RP Singh, do stay with us. Mr. Ishwar, thank you for joining us this morning on CNN News 18. We're talking right now about a survey, a working paper of the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister. It's taken a data set, so it's looking at 1950 to 2015, and it's talking about 2 population trends in particular. I'm sure you already know all the details. Mr. Ishwar, what's your reaction?
2 submissions, ma'am. It's a matter of fact, undisputable, that there is hard data, in front of us, where it's rightly pointed out. Hindu, my community, I'm a Hindu activist. We were 85% in 1950, and right now it is nearly 78% if you take the statistics of 2015. In my home state, Kerala, nearly 10% dip of the Hindu community has happened, and in Kerala, from 17%, Muslim community has risen to 27%. And on a pan-Indian range, our minorities have definitely increased. See, nobody is blaming anyone, but at the same point of time, it is high time we address the Hindu population implosion that is happening. See, when we were in school, we were all taught that population was a liability. Now we understand demographic dividend is a positive blessing. This doesn't mean we need to have overpopulation, but as UN approved statistics says, we need to have 2.1% fertility rate, which is called the replacement level fertility rate. Hindu community has not achieved that fertility rate. We are dipping. Somewhere it is close to 1.8 according to many statistics, the fertility rate of Hindu community, and there are other issues. So we need policies to empower Hindu community, our backward communities, so that there can be population stabilization. There needs to be some kind of a population stabilization. This is not to blame Muslims, this is not to blame any other group, but for the survival of Hindu community itself. Just one more submission. It is the same situation in Japan. Japan is having a fertility rate of 1.33, or South Korea is having a fertility rate of 0.88. China reversed their policy after they saw the issues of demographic implosion. So we have to address those issues. In the name of secularism, we shouldn't shy away from addressing such serious life and death issues of a community. And I thank your channel for taking this up, because this is a very important topic that we need to debate whether there is election or not.
Okay. So then, Mr. Ishwar, let me just take your point and repackage it for our audiences, because your point differs, it seems, from what it is that we just heard from the BJP. The BJP and Mr. Malviya, whose bite we're actually showing right now on the right side of our screens to our audiences, his point is the Congress is to blame because they were in power between 1950 and 2015, which is the data set that this entire study uses. Your point is not that. Your point is that any population that's growth is not happening in the percentage it should, that population should have more to support it. So more infrastructure needs to be put in place, for example,
This is not merely my position. This is the position of the minister, who stated in Lok Sabha itself, when such a question came regarding replacement level fertility rate, which is 2.1. Hindu community has less than 2.1 for many years right now, and our overall population fertility rate is somewhere around 1.9 to 2. We have achieved the replacement level fertility rate. Our